Hello, my name is Tito Amogus, and welcome back to another Data in the Wild episode hosted by Data Meeting. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the channel below and click the bell to turn on notifications to be the first to know every time we upload a new video. Today we're going to go over how to build a butterfly chart in Tableau and why you might want to use one. One reason why you might want to use a butterfly chart versus a line graph or a regular old bar chart is because you want to, at a quick glance, see the difference between two groups with the same parameters. A line graph wouldn't work so well here because one of the best uses for a line graph is to chart a metric's change over time, and we're not using time here as one of our axes. Another way to look at these two different metrics is by comparing them side by side in bar charts. Now you can see here, the one that's orange, I put my labels on them so you can see that 824 is different from 912 and 581 is different from 656. But you wouldn't really be able to tell the difference until you looked at the labels. You could, however, remove the labels like so, and then synchronize or make this a dual axis, and then synchronize the axes. But then the problem here is that one of the charts obscures the other. Now what we'd have to do here is identify one of these charts that we want to see through, and we'll say it's this one, and we'll click on color and change the opacity of it. Now the opacity is how opaque it is, and that's how transparent or translucent or see-through you can make it. So I made it 51%, and now I can see two charts pretty distinctly. Now I could go up here and hover over this one bar, and the problem here is that I'm hovering over the one that's clear, and the one that's behind it ends right here. But the one that's clear is the only thing that's showing up in my tooltip. So I'm not really able to see what that number is of the one behind it, which is days to ship actual. So I could go over here and I could see, if I zoomed in, I could see there's a little bit of orange showing. So even though the blue is more opaque, it's more see-through, there's a little bit of orange showing at the end. And I could put my cursor on it and I could see that that's 63 days. And the blue one that's opaque is 61 days. So we have another problem here, is that we can't get the number of days to ship actual unless it's protruding from behind the days to ship schedule bar. So one way to solve this issue is to take one of these charts, either days to ship actual or days to ship schedule, doesn't matter, and turn it over on its side. Not really over on its side like taking it in one direction and then turning it over into another direction like that, but more like taking all of these bars that look like this, sort of look like this, and flipping them to face in the opposite direction so that you then have two charts that are sharing this same axis right here, which is the y-axis. The next thing I want to do is I want this axis, which is the y-axis where 0 is, I want this to actually be over here. So I want the 0 to be here. Now the 0 for the days to ship schedule is right here. You see the 0? Well, I want these two charts to share this same axis as the 0, so that as you count out more days to ship per subcategory for days to ship scheduled, you go from left to right. and as you count out days to ship actual, it actually goes from right to left, but it doesn't start there. It starts here at the y-axis, right here. So the way to do that is to first move my 0 from there to there. And we're going to do that by synchronizing our axes. So I'm going to synchronize this axis with this axis so the zeros are in the same place. Click on Synchronize Axis, and now you see my zeros are in the same place. At this point, I can go into Edit My Axis, and under Scale, click Reversed. When I click Reverse, you saw my bars moved. You see, there they went. I'll keep it clicked, and you can see 2000 is here, and when I hit the X, 0 is here. If we take a look at this tab called Days to Ship Actual versus Scheduled, we can see the finished product where I have labels for my bars and a butterfly chart. So to recap, we talked about creating a butterfly chart in Tableau, why you might want to use one versus using a line graph or a regular old bar chart. And we talked about opacity and how overlaying your bar charts could affect you in being able to see what your actual data is. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to know when future videos are posted. Thank you for watching.